Hello and welcome again to Immigration News and Views. My name is David Nachman. I'm one of the managing attorneys at the NPZ Nachman Fawani Zimochek Law Group with offices in New Jersey, New York, and we also have affiliated offices in India and also in Canada. Joining me today again is Ravindra Singh, who is one of the attorneys here in our office, and Robbie and I work together on various employment and family-based cases. We work very closely together because, we're in a very technical area where, two heads are always better than one. And what we do is we work together as a team here in our office to get the very best results that we can for our clients. And it's not just about one person knowing the answers. What we do is we kick things around and try to come up with the best possible solutions that we can. So what we wanted to do is, Robbie and I wanted to go back and we wanted to revisit some of the H-1B issues that that we've received inquiries on this past week from our clients and from people who are just inquiring about the H-1B process at our firm. So Robbie, with that, what are some of the issues that we'll be discussing today?
The very first issue that I wanted to bring to attention of everybody is regarding H-1B. There is a confusion. People come to us and say, I have a bachelor's degree and I need an H-1B visa. So in order to avoid the confusion, it's better to understand what the regulations require in order to process the H-1B. The first thing first is both the position and the employee should qualify for H-1B. So when I say both the position and the employee, I mean that the position should require a baccalaureate degree, or you can say a bachelor's degree or its equivalence for that position.
Mm-hmm.
And the next thing is, once the position qualifies, then the employee also should have a baccalaureate degree or its equivalent in order to get an H-1B visa.
And actually, it's a really good point that you bring up, Robbie, because sometimes, and actually it just happened recently this week, we had a client who called our office who told us that they wanted to offer a technical job to one of the individuals who they're thinking about sponsoring, and the position title was a technician. Now, Robbie, would you?
First thing is, you look at the ONET. If ONET says that the position requires a bachelor's degree, then you are fine. Your employer could move and process again H-1B visa, provided you have you also hold a bachelor's degree, in
the particular professional
field.
Yeah. Well, you're a young guy, Robbie, so I'm an old man, and so what I do is, because I'm sort of from the old school. We still actually have around our office the Dictionary of Occupational Titles, which is the original DOT publication, which is available online still, I believe, and also the OOH, the Occupational Outlook Handbook. And what we do is we look to what's called the SVP. SVP is the Specific Vocational Preparation Code. And the SVP has a code of 7, and 7 is the cutoff level for a professional position. So what I'll do is I'll look at a particular job title and I'll see if the SVP is 7 or greater. If it's 7 or greater, I have a pretty good chance of calling that a professional position. If it's below 7, it looks like it's going to be tricky. And I usually try not to go there, because then what you're doing is you're potentially opening the door to the Department of Labor coming back and saying that position is not considered to be professional. However, I think that, Robbie, you make a great point, and that was, why look at the title? What you should really look at are the responsibilities, right?
That's
Isn't
right.
it about the responsibilities?
That's right. Your job duties also come into picture. So if the job duties are so complex that it requires a bachelor's degree, then you may qualify for an H-1B visa. Or if other employers in the same industry are, they need a bachelor's degree to perform such kind of work, then you would be fine.
Yeah, and I think that the most important thing for our viewers to understand is that this is not cookie cutter. It's not the same from person to person, because we know that people are in the chat rooms, and we know that they're exchanging information, and probably the biggest thing that I see in the chat rooms is my friend says, or my friend did this, and my friend did that. And I also have people who call our office here and they say, well, my friend told me this. Well, that's fine, then why are you calling me? go hire your friend as your lawyer and let them do your work. Here's the thing, bottom line is it's not cookie cutter. What we suggest is that the employer give us a job description, give us information about the position that's being offered.
That's right.
Tell us also about some other people who may be served in that position so we can see whether or not other people who have had baccalaureate degrees or even more have served in that position in the past. Because these are all indicia to let us know that it's a professional position.
That's right.
Great.
So
What else do our viewers have to know?
let's move to the next topic, okay, is the filing fee. I just
Ooh,
wanted to
yeah.
bring to the attention of everybody.
That's a good subject.
Is that the filing fee? It's not a flat filing fee that that every employer needs to pay to the Department of Homeland Security. It depends on the kind and the size of employer.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you are a small firm employing less than 25 employees,
Right.
then you do not need to pay the ACWIA fee. So if you're a small firm employing employing 25 or less than 25 full-time equivalent employee, then you only have to pay $750 to the Department of Homeland Security as an ACWIA fee, and it's called American Competitiveness in Workforce Improvement Act.
Exactly.
But if you employ more than 25 25 full-time equivalent employee, then you have to pay $1,500 in place of $750. So there's a price difference, and it depends on the kind of employer.
And what other fees are associated with the H-1B? There's the filing fee for the I-129, and that's $325, right?
That's right.
And we have what's called a premium processing fee.
That's optional. It depends, okay, if you want to take the premium processing route or not. If you want to take, then you'll end up paying, or your employer will end up paying $1,225 to the Department of Homeland Security.
And how do you feel about that? Because really what you're doing is you're paying an additional $1,225 to have the government process an application in a certain period of time that they're supposed to be doing it anyway, right?
No, it drastically reduces the processing time. The CIS will give you a decision within 15 calendar days. So it's 15 calendar days, not business days.
Okay, and so really what we do end up finding though is that they can either, with premium processing, approve the case in the 15 days. They can deny the case, of course, but we don't usually find that. Or what they can do is issue what's called a request for evidence.
Sure.
Now, when they issue that request for evidence, of course, our responsibility is to go back and respond appropriately to that RFE, that request for evidence. And then what does that do? That starts that 15-day clock ticking again once we send it back to the government, right?
Yes.
And then, of course, when the government comes back, of course, hopefully it's approved. And that's
That's right.
That's the home run.
Yeah.
Now, there's another fee that everyone needs to know about. It's the fraud fee.
That's
Maybe
right.
you can tell everyone about the fraud fee.
There's a fraud fee of $500. If you are filing a new petition, new H-1B petition for any prospective employee, then you have to pay $500.
So if I want to commit fraud, I just pay $500 and I can commit fraud, right? No.
No.
Okay, so what's the $500 fraud fee goes to the government.
That's right.
To search for the bad apples that are committing fraud and utilizing this H-1B process in an illegal manner. That's what that money is for.
Sure.
So what the government does is they hire officers to do things like site visits, to do things like make inquiries by phone, to also at the U.S. consulates abroad to make special types of inquiries about whether or not there is or is not fraud associated with the H-1B process.
But if you're filing for an H-1B extension, then you do not need to pay $500 okay, as a fraud fee. But you need to pay $500 as a fraud fee when you are hiring an H-1B worker who is working with a different employer and you are porting that employer to your worksite location.
That's great. And actually what we're going to do, hopefully, is have an opportunity to discuss portability under Section 105 of AC-21 in another video. I think we're just about out of time today, Robbie, but what we're going to do is we'll come back in our next news and views. Again, on the H-1Bs, we'll be discussing some additional issues that are of interest to our viewers. And thanks very much. And our viewers, thank you very much for your time. We look forward to seeing you again soon.
Thank you.